Kemba Walker is set to become a free agent after a buyout from Oklahoma City Thunder and a deal with the Knicks. But why is Oklahoma letting him go, and how will his move to the New York Knicks affect their lineup? Well, you're about to find out. In today's video, we'll be looking at the NBA's free agency and why adding Kemba Walker is a major coup for the New York Knicks. Kemba Walker's entrance to the New York Knicks will indeed be a coup for the team's next season. The four-time All-Star player was the star point guard during his 8 seasons with the Charlotte Hornets, leading the team to numerous victories. Walker left the Hornets as the team's all-time leading scorer with an all-time NBA third team in his latest season. With a career best average of 25.6 points per game, that's 43.4 field goal percentage and 35.6 three-point percentage, in addition to 5.9 assists, 4.4 rebounds, and 1.2 steals in 34.9 minutes in a single season, it's safe to say that Kemba has a lot to offer to the Knicks. Walker's move to the Celtics was a bid by the Boston team to up its chances of making the playoffs, but the trade to the Boston Celtics wasn't the team and fans expected out of the basketball star. Walker struggled with the Celtics last season due to a number of recurring injuries. The point guard joined the Celtics as part of a sign and trade deal with the Charlotte Hornets in July of 2019. The move to the Celtics started out well, with Walker being named to the All-Star team by averaging 21.8 points on a 3.8 three-point shooting and a 5.0 average assists per game in 46 starts during the first half of the season. In early 2020, the point guard had to sit out a game against the Phoenix Suns as a result of knee soreness, which ended up benching him for over a week. The result of an MRI on his knee revealed that there were no underlying issues, and Walker chalked it up to wear and tear associated with a 82 long game season. However, things started to get more serious when the point guard had to sit out another game 2 weeks later, this time against the Philadelphia Sixers due to soreness in the same knee. Celtics coach Brad Stevens put on a statement at the time stating that they didn't think it would be a long-term issue, but Walker would have to sit out a couple more games to manage his knee situation. It's important to note that this all came after the point guard had missed the game early in January as a result of flu-like symptoms, with the Celtics facing off against the Atlanta Hawks. In the end, Walker's 2019-2020 season was marred with a series of missed games despite the team's effort to manage his injuries. His reduced appearances botched his scoring average to an all-time career low of 3.7% three-point shooting, including a poor 17.6 from beyond the arc during the postseason. Walker was limited to just 43 regular season games, causing him to miss the final 2 games in the second round of the playoffs, which eventually resulted in the Celtics losing to the Brooklyn Nets. A disappointing season for the All-Star player, and even more so for the Celtics, who hadn't gotten close to the best out-of-line point guard they paid for. Walker's knee injury impacted his time with the Celtics even more, as he had to undergo a stem cell injection into his knee, with the doctors giving him a 12-week recovery window. This sidelined the point guard for the first 11 games of the 2020-2021 season, which undoubtedly cost the Celtics a few games. Thankfully, things turned around a bit, and Walker was able to rebound mid-season, reaching 19.3 points per game on 36.0% three-point shooting, which was lower than his career average, but was acceptable, all things considered. In an interview, Kemba said, "It's been really tough, especially because throughout my career, I've played so many games when I've been healthy. I came to Boston to be part of those special runs and be a part of high-intensity games and fans going wild, and I wasn't able to be a part of that, unfortunately." After 2 seasons with the Celtics, Walker was traded off to Oklahoma City Thunder for Al Horford and Moses Brown. As part of Brad Stevens' first act as president of operations for the Celtics, he traded Walker alongside the Celtics' 2021 first-round pick and a second-round pick in 2025 as part of the deal. The Celtics in return will revive not just Brown and Celtics veteran player Horford, but also City Thunder's 2023 second-round pick as well. For those of us that don't understand what an NBA waiver or buyout means, let's break it down for you. Per NBA rules and guidelines, a team can waive or release a player from his contract, and this can happen under a few circumstances that will determine the outcome of the waiver for the player and the team involved. With that said, if a team waives a player before January 10th, as per NBA rules, the player can sign a new deal with the new team, negotiating a new salary based on that team's salary cap. But if a team waives a player after January 10th, the team that waives or signs him is obliged to pay that player the rest of his salary as part of his original contract, which of course most teams would want to avoid. In Walker's transfer from the Celtics to Thunder, the new team picked up the remainder of his 4-year, $140 million contract after receiving half from the Celtics, as reported by ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski on the 28th of June 2021. Boston gets financial flexibility, moving off the $73 million owed Walker with the return of Horford. OKC has 3 first-round picks in July now. Thunder can work with Walker on what's next for him, as they did with CP3. Melo and Horford. In the trade, the Celtics got to make room in their salary cap by trading off Walker for a less expensive Al Horford, giving them more financial flexibility to sign more players or opening up roster spots. Oklahoma City Thunder, on the other hand, gets Celtics' future draft picks, a tactic common within the NBA. And now, in addition to all this commotion, it seems the all-star player will now be bought off by Oklahoma City Thunder before even playing a single game for them. And now you're wondering why Walker decided to part ways with Oklahoma City Thunder almost as soon as he joined the team, and what would become of the $74 million owed him by the Celtics that City Thunder was supposed to pay. Well, again, let's break it down for you. Firstly, the Knicks are in dire need of a seasoned point guard to build a better offense as their current starter. Elfrid Payton has been a Knicks disappointment since he made the team. Payton, who has only managed on average of 15.5 points per 36 minutes in the 2020-21 season, has been on a steady decline since he joined the team as a starter. Knicks head coach Tom Thibodeau had to limit Payton's minutes to the point where he only played 13 minutes in the first 2 games of Knicks' series matchup against the Atlanta Hawks. The Knicks need a better defense lineup than Payton can offer at this point in his career. And also, with the team renewing contracts for free agents Derrick Rose, Evan Fournier, Alec Burks, and Nerlens Noel, they only have enough salary cap to get at least one more major league player, and it's clear that it will not be Payton. Even with Kemba Walker's reduced performance with the Celtics due to his knee injuries, he's still a much better option than Payton. Pairing Walker and newcomer Evan Fournier as point guards will give the Knicks a more formidable defensive lineup than before. According to Second Spectrum Track, Walker averaged 1.03 points per chance on ball screens as a more prolific pick and roll player in the previous 2 seasons, ranking 18th among players who run 500 in them. This is opposed to Payton's, whose 0.93 points per chance ranked him at 93rd in the same category. Payton is rumored to be in talks with the Phoenix Suns to sign a 1-year contract as a free agent. The Suns recently signed a deal with their top 2 point guards, Cameron Payne and Chris Paul, and are looking to add a third to the lineup. If they're able to reach an agreement with Payton, he'll be joining the team for the second time after playing 28 games with them in the 2017-18 season. With Walker and Fournier as point guards and Julius Randle and RJ Bennett at forward, the Knicks would have a defensive lineup strong enough to take on any team in the league. Walker's addition to the Knicks is also coming as a financial steal by the team and a reduced payday for the Bronx-born player. Walker's buyout agreement is a move that would free him from his contract with Oklahoma City Thunder, but a loss to his major salary. A buyout in the NBA is reached when both the player and team mutually agree to part ways, as is the case with Walker and Oklahoma City Thunder, but the player's salary, which the team is obligated to pay, will be reduced to a lower amount. This is basically a way of saying, since we're letting you break out of our contract earlier than agreed, we, or the next team you sign with, will have to pay you a reduced salary. In Walker's case with the New York Knicks, the team only has a max amount of $10 million in their salary cap after signing Rose, Fournier, Burks, and Noel. This is a huge step down from Walker's annual $37 million salary with the Celtics, but it will most likely be the cost of the buyout. There you have it, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care.